Hello! Alright, hopefully my audio is okay. If it's not, please let me know. Yippee! Hiya, very. Is math going okay? I still can't believe the IS-7 incident was Gregory's last case, or that it's been 18 long years since. Murder at a confectionery contest, and of one of the participants no less, Artie Frost. They pulled his body out of a treasure chest that was a part of Sansom Tangaroa's chocolate tableau. Tableau? I don't know what that word is. He'd been hit in the head with a large rock salt lamp, and subsequently bled to death. Found the lamp hidden inside the candy castle Delicia Scoldon made for the contest. But then, before anyone had the chance to investigate Mr. Frost's own room, all of his icy creations had melted clean away. 18 years ago. We're so back. All of Mr. Frost's work destroyed. Mr. Von Karma wasn't very happy. He told us to get out, and in no uncertain terms. But what do we do now, Mr. E? I can't believe he just up and kicked us out. Von Karma's a total jerk. No, Eddie. It's always the job of the police and the prosecutor's office to investigate the scene. Yeah, but he didn't have to talk to us like that. Who cares if we're cops or attorneys? We should all be working together to find the truth. You can't assume that everybody's aims are the same as your own. You may wish to expose the truth, but others might prefer to accept things at face value. Which way of thinking is right will depend on the person. But what if somebody innocent ends up behind bars because no one managed to uncover the truth? It can happen. We're all human, police and prosecutors included. Which is why defense attorneys exist. Our job is to help people in such situations, to be friends to the friendless. Friends to the friendless? Now, we may not be able to investigate Mr. Frost's room as hoped, but that doesn't mean we give up. You're right, Mr. E. I'm sorry. I should have thought more before I opened my big mouth. You're young, Eddie. You'll learn soon enough. I will, I promise. Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Fender, you look like you'd use a little pick-me-up. I'm afraid this is all I have, but please, by all means. Whoa, you're the best, Miss Bound! Tangaroa's favorite handmade by Bound, rather misshapen and incredibly sweet. Oh, hi, Lucy. Would you like to sit in my lap? Hi! Thank you. A little sugar boost might actually help, although these are a little too sweet for my liking. A little uniquely shaped. I'm sorry if they're not to your taste. Kitty! Yes, hi, Epic Pikachu, welcome in. Lucy's purring. Get on the desk, please. No way! They're great! They're so sweet! You're very kind. Imagine, me of all people, a mediocre confectioner. What? You mean you made these yourself? Yes, Samson loves chocolate, so I had to learn. Keeping him supplied with his favorite treats is just one of my many duties. Although he does spend most of the time coaching me on how to improve my technique. Mr. Tangaroa sure is a lucky guy. Getting to eat homemade sweets by the one and only Judy Bound whenever he wants sounds amazing. I'm sorry. Did you say something? Nope. Nothing at all. Dear sweet Eddie, you really do still have a lot to learn. It seems you're quite committed to the work you do for Mr. Tangaroa, Miss Bound. Of course. What right would I have to stay here otherwise? What do you mean by that? I was abandoned as a baby, and Mr. Tangaroa took me in. That's right. One snowy Christmas Eve, many years ago, he found me on the steps of this very mansion. He saved my life and became the father I never had. I can never repay him. So my work for him is the least I can do, and I'll be here for him as long as he needs me. That's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard! You must be getting old. welling up a little myself. And to think today is Christmas Eve, and I can't even give him his present in person. I'll do anything to save him. Anything! Please, if there's something I can do to help, just say it. Very grateful, Miss Bound. Perhaps you could help us by answering a question. Did you know the victim? The short hair is not it, Judy. It's young Judy. She doesn't know. Not very well, I'm afraid. Oh, but if you wanted to see some of his work, I have a picture of the sculptures he made for the final. My. They're stunning. Aren't they? I think they're masterpieces. Who would have thought you could make such intricate statues out of flavored ice? Samson adored them too. Oh, hey! That's Taurus and Gemini, right? I didn't know you were keen on constellations and the zodiac, Eddie. Oh, I love it! The stories those stars can tell. Take Gemini, for example. See the lyre? That's what the harp is called. And the arrow and the... Hold up. The lyre doesn't have any strings. No, hold up! The lyre doesn't have any strings. Huh. Did Mr. Frost forget to add them, maybe? That doesn't sound like something he'd forget to do. Wait, really? But I thought you just said you didn't know him very well. Oh, well, he didn't seem like the type. It seems she's got something to hide, too. You took this photograph yourself, Miss Bound? Yes, I used this instant camera here. It develops the pictures as soon as you take them. It's so useful. Ooh, I'd love to see it in action. Then why don't I take your picture? Yes, come on, Mr. E. Let's get a shot of the both of us. Well, alright then. It would be a shame to waste a good hair day. Yeah, let's go. Ready? Say cheese! There, all done. And the picture's yours to keep, Mr. Fender. Oh my gosh, thank you so much! That's such a cool camera! Well, it's the only one we've got, so we use it for all our picture-taking needs. It's very convenient, but the lack of negatives is something of a shame. So cutie-full, yes. So there aren't any negatives for us to reference, huh? I assume Mr. Tangaroa used the same camera during the contest. Yes, you assume correctly. He used it for some work-in-progress pictures of his seascape, and later to take some photos of the other contestants' works. But didn't you take a picture of the body when you discovered it? Didn't you discover the body while the judging was still underway? Ah, yes. Samson wanted pictures of all the entrance completed rooms, but the film ran out just as he finished photographing Mr. Gusto's work. So he asked me to go put in a new cartridge. He seemed to think there should have been more shots left than there were. In other words, the film ran out sooner than expected. Yes, the number of shots he took didn't line up with the number of shots remaining. But he thought maybe he just lost track somewhere along the way. Really, though. I went to our living area to change the film, and was passing through the fountain room on my way back, when I heard the sound of something break and collapse in Samson's room. Samson. Oh, Samson? Are you in here? Ah! Mr. Frost's body was just lying there. I was in total shock. It was all too much. But I remember, I called the police, and then I went to tell everybody else. And the camera, it's been with me ever since. I see. I'd be grateful if you could lend us the camera in this picture, Miss Bound. Of course. Here you go. Thank you. Takes photos that develop instantly. A new film cartridge has 20 exposures, but there are only 3 remaining. Photo of Frost sculptures taken by Judy Bound. Detective Bad! Miss Scone! Are they done investigating? They're so done with me, that's for certain. The big meanie told me to clear off. Honestly, that mannequins will be the end of me. The cheek of him! Is that him up there? His legs? Guess he got tired of people cluttering up his crime scene. Did he run you off too, Detective Bad? Yeah, Von Karmas. Oh, wait. I gave him a Texan accent too. Von Karma seems to think I'm a nuisance. Can't do things his way with me around. Why would Mr. Von Karma go so far as to exclude his own lead detective? Still, got a pretty good look at the scene. As for Gusto, he's enjoying a nice little chat right now in Frost's room. What about? About the fact that Miss Bound said she saw him going in there during the contest. Mr. Gusto went into Mr. Frost's room. That's right, and I have to say, he looked very much like he didn't want to be seen. I don't know what he could have been up to. Well, he's candidate number 1 at the moment, as the guy who melted Frost's work. But is that really why Mr. Gusto went into Mr. Frost's room? Got a photo of the room right here. If you need it, it's all yours. Wait! What? Why would you just give it to us? Do I gotta spell it out for you, kid? I'm offering to help you guys. I want the truth about this case to come out. Look at this photograph! I will! Detective. Really, Detective Bad? Mr. Von Karma won't be happy about this! Yeah, well, I'm not Von Karma's stooge. He's gonna stonewall my investigation, and I'm not gonna play by the book either. Can't let some pesky rules keep me from finding the truth. Now can I, Mr. Edgeworth? W. Bad, real? Indeed. Thank you, Detective Bad. Wow! I can't believe you won him over, Mr. E!
Well, I haven't the foggiest what you're all going on about, but here's to new friends, eh?
It's definitely nice to have the good detective on our side, that's for sure. Alright, let's take a look at that photograph. Here. This is what Frost's room looks like right now. Cart! Yikes! There's nothing left of his flavored ice sculptures but puddles! The floor appears to be completely covered in a pale blue liquid. You should compare this with the photo I just borrowed from Miss Bound. I assume that the unplugged power cord has something to do with all this. Yeah. Once that was out of the socket, the display case has lost power, and the temperature went. Looks like they were all connected to the same power strip. Do you have any idea when it was unplugged? Nope. Still working on that. Those sculptures are beautiful. What a waste.
You could say that again. I should have taken a few more bites out of them while I had the chance.
So they tasted good?
Did they ever? I've never tried ices so scrumptious in all my life.
Really? Man, I wish I could have had a bite.
Well, scrumptious except for the salty bit, of course. That was unbearable.
The salty bit? Oh, the salty bit.
It's in the other photo you've got there. This bit, the herpy thing.
Gemini's liar. Wait, that's why it had no strings, because you ate them.
I didn't eat that much, you cheeky little devil. I told you, it was all horrible and salty.
Frost sculptures were scrumptious except for the lyre, which was salty. It's interesting that only one particular part of this one particular sculpture tasted different from the rest. Could somebody other than Miss Scone really be responsible for eating the rest of the strings? Did you notice anything else, Miss Scone?
Come to think of it, I did. There was a funny little mark on Chillywinks' work. It was 2 little letters. Let me see if I can draw it for you. There we go. Yes, it looked just like that.
It's almost like a signature or something. Wait. I just knew Mr. Frost wouldn't have made that harp without strings. He's not the type to skip an important detail like that. I hope you don't mind me asking, Miss Bound, but are you certain you didn't know Mr. Frost particularly well? What? No, I barely knew him, I swear. Is that so? You certainly seem to have some strong opinions about his attitude towards his work. No, I just... The sculptures were so carefully made. I didn't think he'd miss something so important. I'm sorry, but I don't believe you. You have a more personal connection to his work than that. What makes you say that? I have an item of evidence that appears to have been one of Mr. Frost's possessions, and it shares a key feature with another piece of evidence. Well, I won't know what you're talking about if you don't share. So what are these 2 pieces of evidence of yours? Which 2 items point to Mr. Frost? This is the first. Is it the photo and the date?
Take that.
And now the second. It doesn't say anything about the signature, but Delisha just said they had it, so
Take that.
we ball. Nope! Ugh. Screaming, crying. Ah!
Take that.
Is it this one?
Take that.
Okay. Miss Scone found 2 letters carved into Mr. Frost's ice sculptures. I think they were a signature of sorts. After all, it's not unusual for an artist to initial their work. I guess not.
That's right, dear. It's just like you said. Chillywinks' statues had the letters PH carved in them, plain as day.
PH. Shouldn't it be AF? You'd think so, but take a look at this. It's the seal we found at the crime scene. It seems reasonable to assume that it fell from Mr. Frost's pocket, and when pressed into the surface of an item, it would leave behind the letters PH. The same pottery mark we see imprinted on the bottom of the items in the tea set. The same pottery mark. We've already established that the tea set is the work of the sculptor Paul Halik. From that, we can assume that these same letters would mark any item out as a piece of his work. A fact of which you are well aware, correct, Miss Bound? Well, yes. I know that he always marks his work with his initials like that. He's never revealed his true identity in public, so it's the only way to know his works are truly his. You mean, Paul Halik was? That's right, Detective. Artie Frost had another identity. He was no ordinary confectioner, at least, as far as Miss Bound was concerned. For you see, Mr. Frost was, in fact, an extraordinary confectioner, a famed sculptor, a fan of sculptures. Mr. Frost was, in fact, none other than the famed sculptor Paul Halik. What? Mr. Frost and Paul Halik were the same person? But it's not like the mark's hard to copy, though. Anyone who's seen it could fake being him with it. Not exactly conclusive proof that Frost was who you say he was. It was proof enough for Miss Bound. What matters is that she believed it. His true identity will have to be investigated by the good people of the precinct. Alright. I'll have the boys look into it. I should have known I couldn't hide it from you, Mr. Edgeworth. So you admit it. You were aware of who Mr. Frost really was. I was. When I discovered his body, I saw the seal you found. Don't ask me how, but I just knew straight away that he was my dear Paul Halik. Imagine, his entries in a confectionery contest were his final legacy. A great man like that. Be honest. Did you enter Mr. Frost's room at any point? What? Why are you asking me that? The photograph of Mr. Frost's room. I'd like to know when it was taken. Oh, I must have gotten it mixed up with the other one Samson took during the judging.
Objection.
I'm afraid I find that rather hard to believe. You said yourself that the camera ran out of film during the judging, and that you've had charge of the camera since before Mr. Tangaroa had the chance to visit Mr. Frost's room. That's how you were able to take that picture when you discovered Mr. Frost's body. I suppose so. This suggests that you took only 2 pictures with the new film, one of Mr. Frost's body and one of his room. But I have pieces of evidence that say otherwise. You do? Which piece of evidence contradicts the assumption that Miss Bound only took 2 pictures? The camera? The camera? You gave the pictures of the body to the police, and the picture of Mr. Frost's room to me. Oh, and you gave us that picture you took of me and Mr. Edgeworth, too. 3 photographs in total, and yet the film cartridge in this camera only has 3 exposures remaining. Out of a total of 20, you took more pictures, and I want to know what of. I'll need to see all the photos you took. Perhaps then we'll finally learn what you were really up to. I'm so sorry. I confess, I've been lying to you. Huh. These are all shots of Frost's room. I'm so sorry. Looks like she took pictures of his work from every possible angle. When they were taken, the ice still hadn't melted yet. Wait, don't tell me. It was you? It was. At least, I'm pretty sure it was. Why? Well, you see, I'm a huge fan of Mr. Halik's work, as you know. I was petrified that they might be ruined, what with the investigation that was going on and everything. So I thought I should at least capture the sculptures on film for posterity. And how did that make them melt? I think perhaps I was so intent on getting the perfect photographs that I might have tripped over the power cord without noticing. My mistake. Are you sure? I didn't notice it at the time, but well, how could I have been so careless as to cause the loss of his final masterpieces? It seems a little convenient to me. Not sure I believe it. I'm not in a position to refute it either. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cause any trouble. Please, don't worry about it. The important thing is that you told us the truth. What he said. No hard feelings, Miss Pound. Thank you. Mr. Edgeworth, picture's yours. Hope it helps. Yay! Are you infernal nuisances still here? You don't know when to give up. Linger for as long as you'd like. The answer is still the same. You are not part of this investigation. Whether we're part of it or not, we'll uncover the truth nonetheless. It seems you don't know when to shut up either, but I commend you on your stubbornness. Mr. Von Karma, I'm afraid I'm the one responsible for Mr. Frost's work melting. What? What is the meaning of this? I'm so sorry, and to you, Mr. Gusteau. What voice did I give him? I do not remember. No concern of mine. I didn't do anything, and Mr. Von Karma agrees. Nothing at all, Mr. Gusteau. You went into Mr. Frost's room, didn't you? Perhaps you could tell us why. Sure, I was... Silence! You are not to give the attorney even the tiniest shred of information. Duty bound, you're coming with me. I have reason to believe that you are an accomplice of the accused, Samson Tangaroa. No, I will be interrogating you personally, so you had better get your story in order. I understand. Wait, please. I'm not done questioning her myself. And you think I care because... Bad. Gusto. And you, Scone. I have questions for all of you, and I expect answers. Fine by me.
Ooh, you could at least ask nicely, mannequins.
No, everyone's gone. He took literally everyone with him. Indeed. Well, I suppose that means there's little point in us hanging around either. Perhaps it's time we got going anyway. It is rather late. Hope the snow is let up. You're right! Home time! Ye hunger! Heh, guess my stomach's in agreement too. Alright, let's go grab a burger, before my own stomach starts grumbling too. Heh, sounds good to me. Let's eat up and rest up. We'll need to be fighting fit for tomorrow. We will indeed. Our first port of call will be with Mr. Tangaroa. That was a really short segment. Hey, it's Miss Bound! Oh, Mr. Fender. Mr. Edgeworth. I'm so sorry about what happened yesterday. Looks rather tired. Maya makes a cameo. Did somebody say burger? Oh my gosh, wait, was Maya even born at this time? Was she like 0? Because this is 18 years ago, right? How old is Maya? How old is Edgeworth? No! He's telling me nothing. I'll check later. Has Mr. Von Karma finished interrogating you? Yes, though he really only seemed interested in how I melted those sculptures. Are you here to see Mr. Tangaroa too? Yes, I'm terribly worried about him. That's not Mr. Tangaroa. Detective Bad, what are you doing back there? Oh, just happened to be here. I'll be heading back to the scene soon. True, I don't think she was alive at the time. Yeah, it's either that or she was just born. Not sure how anyone just happens to be at a detention center, but okay. He's a police officer. Oh! Cotton candy. Good morning. Mr. Tangaroa, what happened to you? Oh no! Samson, what did they do to you? They didn't seem to want to let me sleep. I had no idea interrogations could be so involved. Sorry if I seem distracted. I think I'm a little tired. Not letting you sleep. That's not police work, that's torture. What's going on here, Detective Bad? I'm not the one doing the interviewing. It's the guy they put on the case before me. Oh. Forgot his accent. I like Von Karma's methods about as much as you do, which is why I'm doing what I can to help. It was Detective Bad who got me out of there. I'd still be in that interrogation room right now, if it weren't for him. Detective Bad really is trying to look out for Mr. Tangaroa in his own way, it seems. Alright, Eddie, let's share yesterday's findings with Mr. Tangaroa. You got it, Mr. E! My notepad is at the ready! I thought he ate all his notes. Mr. Tangaroa, we found out quite a bit, if you'd like to hear it. Of course, thank you. Are you alright, Mr. Tangaroa? You seem kinda spaced out. I'm fine, I just think my blood sugar might be running a little low. Samson. Do we have anything that might give him a little energy boost? Are we allowed to give it to him? Hold on. I got you. Huh? Is that chocolate? For me? Oh, those are the chocolates I wish I could just give them to you, Mr. Tangaroa. But the rules here don't exactly allow me to do so. Oh, that's a shame, but rules are rules, I suppose. There must be some way we can hand them to him. Hope Detective Bad is noting the meaningful look in his direction. Let me take a look at them. They seem legit. I might consider passing them on to the suspect. Thank you, Detective Bad. My hero! I'm touched. Thank you, Detective. Yeah, whatever. Just sit tight. Here. You don't know how much this means to me. Yeah. Keep it down, will you? For both our sakes.
Hold it!
Of course, Detective. I wouldn't wish to put your livelihood at risk. Hold it! Hi, Kimono! I did not hear that. Hello? Where's my audio at? Did you guys hear that? You heard it? Okay, so it's just me. How are you? Of course, Detective. I wouldn't wish to put your livelihood at risk. Now, to sample these treats. Detective, I apologize for putting you in a tight spot. I didn't do it for you. My call. Guess you're not such a bad guy after all. Good, my sister arrived yesterday. Oh, nice. Visiting? Oh, the sweetness. I feel like a man reborn. Were they your handiwork, Judy? Yes, how were they? Feel them melt. soft and smooth. Chocolate that'll comfort and soothe. Ear to ear, head to toe. Smile and savor the taste. Oh? Go back. As it flows. Delicious.
She's staying until she has to go back to school? Nice. You guys doing anything fun?
They're not exactly beautiful, but they're sweet and oh so flavorful. Thank you, Judy.
I'm so glad you like... Oh. Why? Accent hello?
I'm so glad you like them. And I'm glad you're back to your old self. My apologies, friends. The food they serve here is just so flavorless. Between that and the lack of sleep, I was about ready to collapse from sheer despair.
Wow. Is the food here really all that bad?
Just the usual.
French fries, ham sandwich, stuff like that.
Yes, and yet I couldn't taste a thing.
Anyway, I'm heading back to the scene.
Before you go, Detective, do you have any new information to share?
Oh, yeah. We're right about the victim's identity. Frost worked as a sculptor in France, where he was known as Paul Halik.
Artie Frost? Was Paul Halik? I never would have imagined. Poor Mr. Halik.
So the famous French sculptor wasn't a Frenchman after all, huh?
This would all certainly explain why Mr. Halik was such a recluse and refused to show his face in public.
He was busy working on his greatest masterpiece, apparently. A bunch of Zodiac statues. Guess he'll never finish them now. He never finished his greatest masterpiece! Seems he was making statues for each season. But he never got around to the winter constellations. The winter constellations? You mean Taurus and Gemini?
So the two he made out of ice would have completed the set.
Yeah, and now they're nothing but puddles. What a bummer.
I'm so sorry.
Oh no, Miss Bound, I wasn't blaming you.
One last thing.
Seems he had himself a bit of a spending habit when it came to his work. Every statue cost him millions to make, which means he was always strapped for cash. We're checking to see if there's any chance someone called in a debt. I guess not even famous artists are safe from money problems.
Bro, artists suffer from money problems. Do you have any idea why he entered the confectionery contest?
None. I didn't even tell his family.
I see.
Alright, I really gotta get going. I'll go fetch another guard, but I can't be hanging around here any longer.
Understood, Detective. We'll see you again shortly. He's a good man. He certainly is. And an uncompromising one. Somebody who could be trusted to stand up for what he believes in.
And to scare the pants off of anybody new he meets.
Now, you were going to tell me about what you learned yesterday. Of course. Allow me to give you a full report. Thank you for that, and allow me to apologize on Judy's behalf. I'm so sorry. It's fine, Mr. Tangaroa. As I told her yesterday, the important thing is that we learn the truth in the end. Now, would you mind if I asked you a question or two? By all means, I'll gladly share all that I can. What can you tell me about the contestants who took part in the final round of the contest? Let's see. There was Miss Scone. I loved her design concept. Unfortunately, her entry was in violation of the rules, so I had to disqualify her. Mr. Gusto's creations were a perfect balance of flavor and design, at least up through the semi-final. But disappointingly, his entry for the final was subpar on both accounts. And there was actually something a little unusual about his entry for the semi-final as well. Which was... it tasted identical to Mr. Frost's. They may have looked different, but I could have sworn I was eating the same thing.
Huh? And what exactly did his work look like?
Oh, there should be a photograph back at my mansion. I'll show it to you later, Mr. Edgeworth. Much appreciated, Miss Bound. But Frost's entry for the finals, that was truly sublime. So you were able to finish judging it, even though his body had been discovered in the meantime. Yes, I wasn't aware of what happened until after I'd completed my assessment. Mr. Frost wasn't in his room when I visited, so I took the liberty of sampling a bit. Part of the lyre, I believe. I'd never tasted anything like it. It was like a dream. I was so moved that I burst into song. I'm sorry, but are you saying that the liar tasted good? I'd like to hear more about that if you don't mind. You're quite sure it was the lyre you tasted when you sampled Mr. Frost's work? I'm certain of it. It was part of the Gemini sculpture, which was the only sculpture in the display case. Mr. Tangaroa, would you mind taking a look at this photograph for me? So the part you tried was the lyre, the one shown here without any strings. Oh, there were strings originally. That was the part I ate. So the strings were missing because Mr. Tangaroa ate them all, and he enjoyed them. Miss Scone told us she ate a part of the lyre as well. Look at this photograph, again! But she said it was far too salty for her to finish. Then it's true. The truth is, I've suspected for a while that there might be something wrong with my sense of taste. Something wrong? How so exactly? There's a taste disorder characterized by an inability to detect salty flavors, and I suspect I've been suffering from it. I eat so many sweet foods on a daily basis that it took a while for me to even notice, but there's no denying it now. Explain why the food here seems so bland to him. What? But your taste buds are your livelihood! Even if there were some long-term treatment options, I highly doubt a total cure for your condition exists. Nevertheless, you should put in a request to the police for a proper evaluation. Oh, that won't be necessary. I have a recipe for a cure back in my mansion. You do? I do. You could take a look at it for yourself if you'd like. Samson, we can't show that recipe to just anybody. Judy, Mr. Edgeworth is hardly just anybody. He is my attorney, and I have no secrets from him. Yes, you're right. Of course, if that's what you wish. What on earth is this secret recipe for a miracle cure that they've been hiding?
Magic.
Well, I suppose I should be getting back. All right, we'll be right behind you. Judy. Yes, Samson? There's more to life than just me. Please, Judy, think about the life you want to live. Because I won't always be around. Don't say that. Without you, I don't have a life to live. So I'll be waiting, right there at the mansion, until you come home. Now if you'll excuse me.
Wait! Miss Bound!
Judy.
Whoa, she seemed really upset. I thought I saw tears in her eyes. Why'd you even say all that to her?
Because I worry about her. She can't keep putting my needs ahead of her own. What do you mean? The Halik collection, the candy making. It's all because she thinks these things will make me happy. She never thinks about what she wants, what she likes. I just want her to be her own person and to choose her own destiny. The last thing I want for her is to miss out on all that life has to offer because of me.
I guess that makes sense.
He really does see her as his own child. What parent wouldn't want their child to walk their own path? What parent wouldn't do everything they could to protect them? Well, exactly how he feels in this moment. I think I've asked of you everything I can for now, Mr. Tangaroa. We should be getting back to the scene of the crime. Oh, you're leaving? I see. I suppose I'll be going back to the interrogation room for another session. Oh, yes, we'll have to do something about that. You'll speak to the police for me? That too, but I'll be putting something else in place as well. An ace up our sleeve for when the time comes. I look forward to learning more. I'm counting on you, Mr. Edgeworth.
We'll be back to brief you, Mr. Tangaroa, every day. And Judy, too.
Thank you, Eddie. I'll look forward to it. Mr. Tangaroa, your interrogator will do everything in his power to extract a confession from you. I hate to see an innocent man suffer like this. But please, you have to do everything you can to hold out. If you can't, Mr. Von Karma will use that confession against you for as long as this case lasts. And it will make it that much harder for me to save you. I understand, and I'll try. Give up until you're out of there, Mr. Tangaroa. You have my word on that.
Look at the guys.
Detective Bad, thank you again for what you did earlier.
Yeah, thanks a ton. Put your hat back on. What are you talking about? There's no need to be shy about it. Never mind that now. I'm guessing you two are back here, looking to investigate some more.
We are indeed. We'll need something solid if we're going to save Mr. Tangaroa.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but apart from this room, the whole place is on lockdown. What? We need to see those other rooms!
This is Mr. Von Karma's doing, I presume.
Who else? Haven't seen the autopsy report yet either. Guy's probably got a hand in that too. Don't expect to speak with anybody except us cops and Miss Bound. Everybody else is gone, and I doubt Von Karma will be handing out phone numbers. Is this all just a game to him? Why does he have to go so far?
So what's your plan of action, Detective?
Same as before. Do what I can to help you uncover the truth. Like I promised. Is he gonna update it? He might fake some of it. Who knows?
You have my gratitude.
Just you wait, Mr. Von Karma. We're gonna beat you in your bag of dirty tricks.
Detective, may we conduct a brief investigation of the area?
Sure, but like I said, everywhere else is off bounds. Probably won't be seeing those rooms again.
That's fine. As long as there's at least some way of continuing our investigation, we'll make do.
Contest venue fountain room.
It seems these instruments are used on Mr. Tangaroa and Miss Bound's TV show, Bacon Bop. There's some of the few things in here that aren't made of candy. Is it just me, or does the detective seem a little disappointed?
Authorized personnel only beyond this point, I'm afraid. Meaning what? I'm not authorized?
Sorry, sir.
No authorized personnel either.
So nobody's allowed in.
Let me guess. Von Karma's orders. Guy's really starting to grind my gears.
These trophies all belong to Mr. Tangaroa. They're not all for confectionery contests. Some appear to be for charity work. Testament to both his character and his professional achievements. What's this one here? In recognition of Bacon Bop's long-standing achievement in making children's dreams come true. That's so sweet, it's got me wanting to watch it.
Good.
Where does this elevator go?
Second floor. Tangaroa and Bound live up there. Sounds like they live a pretty charmed life. Tea parties, candy making, that kind of thing. Even have a garden. Must be nice on a sunny day.
It does sound nice. Perhaps they'll invite us when this is all over. You'd come, wouldn't you, Detective?
Don't get ahead of yourself now. I'm not in the habit of palling around with attorneys.
No, be best friends. Statues on the fountain depict cherubs enjoying some chocolate fondue.
All the leaks work, apparently. Gotta hand it to him. It looks so real.
Detective, are you saying you have personally seen cherubs before?
Attorneys, always poking holes in people's words.
What? Did I do something wrong?
Leave him alone.
There's a drum set here, decorated to look as if it were made out of cakes. They must play it on Bacon Bop. Detective, about these drums.
I already checked. There's nothing inside any of them. And no sign of anything having been put inside or taken out either. They're not relevant to the case.
You've already done your homework, I see.
I may like lollipops a little too much, but I'm no sucker.
Good. A moment of your time, Eddie.
Sure thing, Mr. E. What's up?
About the incident. Do you have any thoughts on the case?
Oh, you bet I do. Mr. Tangaroa's amazing display being used to store the body. Miss Scott's beautiful dreamscape being used to store the murder weapon. We're really seeing some beautiful things being used for ugly purposes on this case, huh?
I suppose we are.
And to make things worse, Miss Bound seems super down.
When I asked if you had any thoughts on the case, I was thinking more about useful insights.
Oh, sorry, Mr. E. Did I do something wrong?
I worry about you sometimes, Eddie. He's just dumb.
How are you liking your first crime scene investigation, Eddie?
Oh, it's great! I've been taking notes about everything, and I'm learning so much. I'm so happy you let me tag along, Mr. Edgeworth.
So you want to become an attorney? So you want to become an attorney, huh?
You bet I do. I give everything to be a hero of justice, to help the helpless and fight for what's right. The first time I saw Mr. E do his thing in court, I knew I'd found my calling.
You know, cops look out for people too.
Sure, but I want to be an attorney.
Well, good luck to you. I get the feeling Detective Bad might be pining for an apprentice of his own.
Somebody please!
Excuse me, may I ask what you're investigating?
Sir, I'm analyzing the fountain water to see what might be in it, sir.
And what did you find?
Chocolate and what looks like the kind of flavorings and colorings used in frozen desserts, sir. The composition of the chocolate seems to be the same as that of Mr. Tangaroa's work, and the flavorings and colorings match the profile of those used in Mr. Frost's ice sculptures.
Those little rivers flow from all four artists' rooms right here to this fountain. Guess that's how the stuff from the melted sculptures wound up in there.
And that's not all, sir. We also found blood.
What?
Why is there blood in the water?
The body was in there. Think back to our investigation of the murder scene, Detective. Take another look at the scene in front of us, Detective. A very conspicuous pool of blood that should be here is clearly missing.
Right. Don't remember anybody mentioning they'd remove the blood along with the body.
The victim's blood was mysteriously absent, as was the part of the chocolate chest it had pooled on. I believe that the blood probably belonged to...
Take that!
Victim, huh? I'll have the guy compare it with the blood on the murder weapon.
What?
It's a match. The blood in the fountain is Frost's. Why would someone want to send the victim's blood downstream and into the fountain like this?
Frost's blood was found in the fountain, but not at the scene of the crime.
The sign shows which artist's work is on display in which room. Left to right, Mr. Tangaroa, Mr. Gusto, Miss Scone, and Mr. Frost. Incidentally, this sign is also made from candy. What were they going to do with all this candy? Was somebody going to eat it when the contest was over?
Give them... here.
Miss Bound, we're here to continue our investigation.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm so sorry about earlier. She's still looking kinda down in the dumps, Mr. E.
She must have been greatly taken aback by what Mr. Tangaroa had to say.
I found the photograph of the semi-final entries for you. Here, it's all yours. You know, for a fake confectioner, Delicia is not bad. Wow, Miss Scone sure knows how to make a cute cake. Yes, Samson loved her design for that one. And he loved the designs and flavors of Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost's entries too. The only problem was, as Samson mentioned earlier, they tasted exactly the same. They look like they're made out of the same stuff too. However, their respective entries for the final tasted nothing alike, it seems.
Is there anything else of note that changed between the semi-final and the final?
Nothing major, but I guess there was one thing. Mr. Gusto's son was always here with him throughout the contest, but he was nowhere to be seen during the final.
Why would his son come and hang out at a contest venue of all places? You're sure you're happy for us to keep a hold of this?
Of course! I hope it helps with your investigation. Frost and Gusto's creations had different designs but tasted the same. Oh, and I also have the book containing the recipe for the cure Samson mentioned.
We've seen this book before.
It was in the chocolate frame in Tangaroa's room. That's right. He put it on display there so that everybody could see the grand prize. What? The cure is the ultimate cookbook. So it's not a book of dessert recipes, I take it? Oh no, we told the contestants, of course. But I guess nobody told you yet.
So the contestants all knew what the ultimate cookbook was this whole time.
A book containing formulas for creating a cure for taste disorders and other chemical and pharmaceutical items.
I'd like to hear more about the cookbook if you don't mind, Miss Bound. So if I understand correctly, the
the ultimate cookbook is actually a collection of recipes for different medicines.
Exactly. Or rather, totally new medications that haven't made it to market yet, to be precise. To the right buyer, a pharmaceutical company, for example, it would be worth a fortune.
Why make that the grand prize in a confectionery contest?
Mr. Tangaroa is the sole heir to the Tangaroa family fortune. Perhaps you've heard of the Tangaroa Group.
The
Tangaroa Group? Yeah, I think I've heard of them somewhere before.
It's a major pharmaceutical corporation. Sells all kinds of pills and poisons.
Oh yeah, that new Cold Killer Pro has been making some real waves since it went on sale. I always reach for a cold killer when I'm feeling under the weather.
Which is never, as far as I've seen. I'd like to hear more about the Tangaroa Group, if you don't mind. So did Mr. Tangaroa not want to take over for his parents and go into the family business?
No, he preferred the idea of making people's lives better through the power of confectionery. And his parents supported him in his quest to become the best in the world. Then, when they passed away, he inherited the cookbook.
Why would he make such a valuable heirloom a mere contest prize?
He's been hounded by so many people looking to make that book their own. He was tired of it. So they can patent them and make them completely unaffordable. So true!
And bro is just gonna give them away. Give all those recipes away.
But it would have been an insult to his parents' memory simply to give it away. So he decided to find somebody he felt was worthy of it.
I bet the board of directors loved that. Handing over the fruits of all their expensive research to someone else.
They hated the idea, of course, which is why Delisha entered the contest. The Tangaroa Group wanted her to win the book back for them.
So you knew she was a pharmacist all along?
Yes, and not only that, I told her how to appeal to Samson's tastes. I tried to help her win.
But why?
I wanted to protect Samson by protecting the Tangaroa Group. If that cookbook fell into another company's hands, the board would never forgive him. So I wanted to find a way to keep it with the company, but in a way that Samson couldn't object to.
That's how Miss Scone managed to make it so far in the contest she had no business taking part in.
But Miss Scone wasn't the only one pretending, was she? Mr. Frost wasn't really a confectioner either, and he still made it all the way to the final, just like she did. Not bad. Disqualified. Yeah, what happened with the final round then? She got disqualified because she broke the rules. Yes, it's unbelievable, isn't it? Such a talented sculptor and a gifted crafter of desserts, too.
Gifted indeed, judging by the standard of his work in the final. And how did one man produce pieces of that size and quality in such a short period of time?
I'm not sure I have much more to tell you, but if there's anything else I can help you with, I'd be happy to, of course.
She's certainly very keen to ensure that she does all she can for Mr. Tangaroa. I could certainly use a cup of the tea you made us yesterday, if you wouldn't mind. I think that might help move the investigation along nicely.
Ooh, I'll have some too! Your tea's to die for, Miss Bound! Well, how could I possibly refuse? I'll bring it right out.
Not the backward scoot.
You know, I think that cheered her up a little. Yeehaw.
Learned a little more about the contest participants, but there's still one question involving Mr. Gusto for which we never got an answer. Nothing at all, Mr. Gusto. You went into Mr. Frost's room, didn't you? Perhaps you could tell us why. Sure, I was. Silence! You are not to give the attorney even the tiniest shred of information. What was he doing in Mr. Frost's room? That's not all. I also have questions about the work he submitted for the semifinal. A confectioner who admits to lacking design sense, and a sculptor with it in spades. Mr. Gusto couldn't have hoped to win such a high-level contest by himself, which is why I'm beginning to wonder if there was some sort of connection between him and Mr. Frost. Detective, I need to ask Mr. Gusto a few more questions. His story still doesn't quite add up for me.
Me neither.
We need to figure out how to get in touch with him.
Who is this? Oh, do you now?
Of course it's you. Oh, do you now?
Oh, he's so mad.
Good luck with that, because I have no intention of allowing it. Mr. Von Karma, I am already in the midst of my own investigation into Gusto, so there is no need for the likes of you to pester him with the same questions again. I will, however, be happy to answer any questions you might have. He seems dead set on preventing me from talking to Mr. Gusto. In which case... Fine, then allow me to take you up on your offer.
Well, what is it?
I'd like you to tell me about the connection between Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost.
Gusto and Frost connection.
The connection between Gusto and Frost was simply a matter of coincidence. They both happened to be taking part in the same contest. And that's all. That's all I have to say to you.
What? But that doesn't help us at all!
We'll have to confront him with evidence if we want to draw the truth out of him. It's imperative that we do. He's clearly hiding something.
Okay.
Objection!
I wonder if you could look at the two confections in the foreground for me, Mr. Von Karma. They were made for the contest semifinals. Both are quite exquisitely crafted, wouldn't you agree? Get to the point. As the nameplate suggests, these were Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost's entries. Mr. Gusto told us that confectionery design was far from his strong suit. And yet, his work in the picture is just as good as Mr. Frost's. Exactly as good, in fact. We learned from another witness that their two entries also tasted exactly the same.
Objection!
What are you suggesting? I am suggesting that they were helping one another out. Let's take a closer look, shall we? While at first glance, the two may appear to be superficially different, it soon becomes apparent that there are significant similarities in how they were put together. They are made of the same ingredients, taste the same, and share a similar design aesthetic. This picture is proof positive that the two were working together. If you figured that much out, I suppose there's little point in denying it. Mr. Von Karma knew all along that they were cooperating. But I'll warn you, none of what you're about to hear will be to your advantage.
Gusto and Frost's real connection. Everyone is disqualified. They're all fake. That means Samson wins. Also, hold on. I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick, so I'm going to run an ad, and I will be right back. I return, and I have a cat and a cough drop.
Let me confirm what you seem so desperate to prove. Gusto and Frost were indeed working together.
Kitty, yeah, she's sleepy. I'm letting her sleep on me. Poopy, yes. Gonna say hi? No, she's too tired.
Gusto spelled out the details of his relationship to Frost during his questioning last night. It seems they were helping one another right up until the day before the final.
So funny how Von Karma's just like straight to the point. So his testimonies are like 3 things long at max.
So you knew that the two were cooperating. Mr. Von Karma, why are you trying to bury the truth?
Objection!
Please, enough with the petty slander. I merely wanted to avoid you poking your nose around before I could provide proper context in court. It simply slipped my mind to explain that to you. It doesn't explain why he's being so slippery with the facts, though. To figure out what it is he's hiding, I can't let things end like this.
Gusto and Frost were indeed working together.
Hold it!
So you did know that there was a connection between the two. Why were you trying to hide it? Don't just hand out information like candy, and certainly not the defense.
He's not like Gumshoe.
Not like that lollipop nursing fool of a detective over there. You do things your way, and I'll do them mine. And you wonder why I refuse to share information with a traitor like you.
Hold
Last night, after Mr. Frost's work melted, correct? Yes, I interviewed Gusto personally.
Yeesh, a one-on-one with Mr. Von Karma. That must have been terrifying.
I imagine Mr. Gusto probably meditated his way through the difficult parts.
He most certainly did not, every time he closed his eyes. I brought him back with an almighty snap. No one dares to plead the fifth with me.
Did that even work on him?
That is how I was able to perfectly learn every last detail of Gusto and Frost's relationship.
Hold it.
But why were they cooperating?
Gusto's sense of design is subpar, and Frost was an amateur confectioner at best. Neither of them stood a chance of making it through the contest alone.
So what was their endgame? Why cooperate only until the day before the finals?
Gusto claims to have ended the scheme. Allegedly, he wanted to win the final on his own merits. His one and only goal was really to be crowned the world's best confectioner, and his pride would not allow him to do so with the help of another. Cheaters can only ever win hollow victories, I guess.
I was under the impression that their collaboration had only lasted through the semifinals. I'm starting to think it might have lasted up through the final itself. Mr. Von Karma, I'd like to ask you some more about how long they worked together for, if you don't mind.
If you must. Gusto's sense of design is subpar, and Frost was an amateur confectioner at best.
The two cooperated until the day before the final, then decided to compete on their own merits. Okay.
Hold it.
You really believe that they were cooperating until the day before the finals, and then just simply stopped? That seems a little strange to me. Wouldn't you agree?
I have told you the truth. Whether you find it strange or not is none of my concern.
He was concerned enough to try and hide it from me only a few minutes ago, though. Which means there must have been a reason for that. Based on Mr. Tangaroa's assessment, it sounded as if Mr. Frost's entry for the final was the clear winner.
Which means he must have still been working with Mr. Gusto, right?
It's precisely what I was thinking. I must have some evidence that proves that they were cooperating right up through the finals.
Let's see, what do I have here?
Objection.
Yeehaw!
They weren't working together during the finals. I find that a little hard to believe. Miss Scone is on record as having described Mr. Frost's creations as scrumptious, and while he was certainly skilled, I doubt even he could have been a world-class confectioner He could have become a world-class confectioner overnight. It seems far more likely to me that he and Mr. Gusto were still cooperating during the finals.
How many times must I explain this to you? Assertions require proof, and one person's entirely subjective statement is not proof of anything. Besides, even amateurs can occasionally make delicious food. Perhaps Frost was simply lucky. My wife, for example, is an amateur whose cooking puts first-class chefs to shame. What a simp! I love him. How is that not an entirely subjective statement? Furthermore, you are ignoring another crucial part of the pharmacist's testimony. Namely, that she also describes some of Frost's work as having been unbearably salty. In other words, your evidence actually shows that Frost failed to produce the perfect confectionery. No more objections, I take it.
There must be some way I can prove that Gusto and Frost were still collaborating.
Mr. E, there's something that's been on my mind.
Yes? What is it, Eddie?
Mr. Frost's entry for the finals. Wouldn't it have taken a while to make?
I would imagine so.
Taking flavored water, freezing it all, and then carving two whole sculptures? Could he really have done all that and help Mr. Gusto with his work? If it was me, I'd have barely gotten as far as the setting the flavored water up to the freeze part. Setting the flavor... Hold on. Brain? If it was me, I'd have barely gotten as far as the setting the flavored water up to freeze part. I just can't see how Mr. Frost could have pulled it off.
Perhaps there's some lawyerly instinct in you after all, Eddie. Your ponderings certainly point to another possibility. He's so happy. Confusion. Eddie's right. Mr. Frost would have needed to freeze his own large blocks of flavored ice to create his art. And there wouldn't have been time to do that during the contest itself. So what must Mr. Frost have done in order to finish his flavored ice entry within the time limit? Make the ice the day before the final, make the ice the day of the final, make it out of something else entirely. Maybe it wasn't made out of flavored ice at all. Nope, that's not okay. He must have made the flavored ice the day before. Then all he would have had to do was sculpt it. What are you muttering about now? Oh, I'm sorry. I just realized something, that's all. I realized that you're correct. What? Mr. E? I hope you know what you're doing. Ooh, accepting defeat at last, are we? The only thing I'm accepting is that perhaps one of the things you said was true. They were helping one another right up until the day before the final. Just as you said, the day before the final really did mark the end of their collaboration. Mr. Frost's entry was carved entirely from blocks of flavored ice. Ice which would have needed at least a day to freeze. And whose flavors would therefore have already been prepared by Mr. Gusto. Yes, which lines up perfectly with what Gusto told me, that he helped Frost until the day before the final. In that case, why didn't Mr. Frost reciprocate and help Mr. Gusto in return? I can hardly be expected to read the minds of the dead.
Objection.
Perhaps not, but I imagine Mr. Gusto would tell us, so why don't you let us speak with him? Or do you still insist that your interrogation was as thorough as you claim? How dare you call my methods into question? That's not my intention. I just don't understand why you would obstruct a perfectly valid line of inquiry. Give me one good reason as to why you're keeping Mr. Gusto from me. One good reason, certainly. The how and why of Frost and Gusto's collaboration have absolutely no bearing on this case.
Objection.
Bruh. How could you possibly say that with any certainty? If their relationship had broken down for some reason, that could very well have been the motive behind this murder. Could it indeed? Then why did Gusto himself tell me all about it? Why did the man you seem so keen on accusing share the details of his collaboration with the prosecution? Please tell me you have some proof to back up your preposterous suspicions this time. Mr. Gusto only acted suspiciously one time that we know of, and I imagine Mr. Von Karma is aware of exactly what the suspicious action was. Which means, this is probably a trap. Well, cat got your tongue. Even if this is a trap, I can't back down now. Mr. Gusto snuck into Mr. Frost's room, and we still don't know why. Hold on, let me finish my cough drop. That fact alone is reason enough to suspect him. That's your only concern, then allow me to clear it up for you. I knew it. It was a trap. I was saving this for the trial, but consider it a taste of things to come. Thus, I'd hate for the proceedings to drag on because of your needless interjections. Here, take a look at this. Chicken. That's Gusto and Frost, and their sons. A photo of Frost, Gusto, and their sons. Gusto's son visited his father daily up through the semi-final. Gusto snuck into Frost's room in order to retrieve this photograph. But why? It seems their sons attended the same elementary school. Gusto was concerned that the fact of Mr. Frost and his acquaintance might place him under undue suspicion. Concern that you've just proved was entirely well-founded. Gusto's actions make perfect sense, and you have given me no reason to believe otherwise. Whoa! He's never going to let me talk to Mr. Gusto. Now, if you are quite done obstructing my investigation, I have things to be getting on with.
Look at this photograph. That smug, self-righteous jerk. I'll give him something to be getting on with. What do we do, Mr. E? Mr. Tangaroa's finished if we can't figure something out.
Things to be getting on with. What exactly could those things be? He has a body, a murder weapon, and a suspect in custody. If the prosecution means to pursue Mr. Tangaroa, surely they have all they need. So why is Mr. Von Karma still investigating the scene of the crime?
Something on your mind, Mr. E?
I'm missing something. Something important. Mr. Von Karma has everything he needs to proceed with the prosecution of Mr. Tangaroa. Yet, he still doesn't seem entirely confident of his case. If he was, why refuse to share information with Detective Bad?
Who else? Seen the autopsy report yet either. That's probably got a hand, a hand in that too. 24 hours post-murder and there's still no autopsy report. Oh my gosh, wait, yeah, the body in the fountain was Miles Edgeworth, not Gregory. I forgot.
In addition, we still haven't solved the mystery of what happened to the evidence that went missing. Take another look at the scene in front of us, Detective. A very conspicuous pool of blood that should be here is clearly missing.
Right. Don't remember anybody mentioning they'd remove the blood along with the body.
Evidence that turned up not in Mr. Tangaroa's room, but in a most unusual place.
It's a match. Blood in the fountain. It's Frost.
So there were no traces of Mr. Frost's blood left in Mr. Tangaroa's room. Found some in the fountain instead. Why? Mr. Frost's blood went missing from this crime scene. Traces of it showed up in the fountain. Why go to the trouble of removing the blood from the scene after the body had been discovered? Why only the blood? Surely the body would have also been in the way. Wait, could someone have moved the body aside to get to the blood?
There's nobody. Nobody.
So the body might have been moved aside, or even removed from the scene of the crime entirely. After all, as far as we know, there's still no autopsy report. We've learned plenty about the murder weapon and the suspect, but very little about the body itself. Our assumption thus far has been that the body had been recovered by the forensics team. What if that assumption is false? What if Mr. Von Karma wouldn't show Detective Bad the autopsy report out of something other than spite? What if we've been thinking about this the wrong way around all along? The question isn't why did Mr. Von Karma hold back information about the body? It's, did Mr. Von Karma even have any information about the body in the first place? How do things look from that angle? Perhaps the body hadn't been removed by the police in order to carry out an autopsy. Perhaps it had already been removed and hidden away by the culprit before their arrival.
Mr. E?
We both heard the rumors about Mr. Von Karma's questionable methods. Fabricated witness statements, shady deals, forged evidence even.
Sure, everybody's heard of that stuff. But what's that got to do with us right now?
I would never judge a person on the basis of rumors alone. Even Mr. Von Karma. I've tried my best not to let my preconceptions color our interactions with him. Nonetheless, it appears he may indeed be willing to twist the truth to his own ends.
Twist the truth? You mean, he's been playing dirty?
I fear he might have been, and still is, and I'm not about to let him get away with it. I'm returning to the prosecutor's office. Don't breathe a word about anything to that infernal attorney.
Yes, sir.
Hold it.
Yes, what is it now? I have a few questions, Mr. Von Karma, about a certain fact you've been keeping from us. Really? You mean to call the methods of an officially sanctioned investigation into question yet again? I'm warning you. If you obstruct the police in their work any further, there will be consequences.
Objection.
It's not the police I have an issue with, Mr. Von Karma. It's you. What? Isn't it on the prosecution to work out who the real culprit of a crime is? What foolishness is this? I have no intention of debating what the prosecution's role is or is not with the likes of you. But let me make one thing clear. My job is to identify suspects and ensure that every last one of them is convicted at all costs. Believe me when I say I leave absolutely no room for doubt when I present my perfect, unassailable cases.
Objection.
And how far would you go for your perfect cases? Would you create facts out of whole cloth, perhaps? Huh! And I thought you had outdone yourself already. But now you intend to accuse me of fabricating evidence. I do. Because it is why you've done nothing but hinder Detective Bad from doing his job at every turn.
What are you talking about?
You didn't shut him out of the investigation because you wanted him to keep an eye on us. You did it to stop him from finding out that you don't have the body.
What? Me? He doesn't have the body.
Ridiculous. You're clutching at straws. I will tolerate no more of your preposterous slander. Then allow us to examine it. Prove me wrong if you can. I'm afraid you'll have to try a little harder than that. I am under no obligation whatsoever to prove your baseless accusations one way or another.
Objection.
As you must have seen for yourself, a piece of bloodied chocolate is missing from the scene of the crime. Why did it disappear, and where did it go? What does it matter? Some blood went missing from the chest where the body was found. So what? So what indeed? That's precisely my question.
Actually, it's libel. Slander is in written form.
I think we had this discussion last time, too. If the body was still at the scene when the police got here, removing the blood would accomplish nothing. However, let us suppose for a moment that the body was not. If someone had wanted to erase any trace of what had happened in that room, then it all makes perfect sense. What is this petty obsession with a blood stain? Since it's so important to you, why don't you tell me where you believe it went? Of course, after all, evidence is everything, as you never tire of telling us. I believe this should back up my theory quite nicely. What evidence do I have that shows where the blood from Mr. Tangaroa's room went? Fountain.
Take that.
Traces of the victim's blood were found at the fountain, along with traces of the chocolate from Mr. Tangaroa's room. I believe the missing piece of the blood-stained chocolate was dumped into the stream that flows into the fountain, which strongly points towards one certain fact. Someone purposefully disposed of the blood after the body had been removed from the chest. Mr. Von Karma, where did you find the body? You didn't find it, did you? Answer me. Where did you get your hands on that kind of evidence? You have neither the authority nor the means to carry out that kind of analysis on the fountain water.
No, but I do.
Curse you, Bad. You've been a thorn in my side from the moment you were assigned. Well, no longer. As of now, you are officially off the case.
I was barely on it in the first place.
Mr. Von Karma, you still haven't answered my question. Will you admit it? Will you confirm that no body was ever recovered?
W Bad, he just keeps winning.
It's really quite the claim, you know. One that you'll never find any proof for, I'm afraid. What must I do to get an answer out of him? Now, if you don't mind, I have given you quite enough of my precious time already. I look forward to destroying you in court. Gregory Edgeworth. Your precious logic and theories won't save you then. Nothing will. Mark my words, Mr. Von Karma. Your methods will be your undoing. No matter how you try to hide the truth, I'll bring it all to light in the end. Forgive me, Detective. I didn't mean to put you in a difficult position.
Don't sweat it. It was always gonna end this way. Honestly, nobody's ever sidelined me the way he did before. First time for everything, huh? You know, I think you might be right about the body being missing.
I am, and I'll prove it in court.
Well, if there's anything I can do to help, just say the word. Since, you know, I'm off the case now.
It's very kind, and I'm sorry to keep asking favors of you, Detective Bad. But there's one more thing.
Hey, what are you guys whispering about? Come on, let me in on the secret.
All right, Eddie. The detective and I were just arranging a little insurance for the trial. think we'll have enough to see Mr. Tangaroa acquitted, but I'd prefer to have an ace in the hole, just in case.
And? What is it?
We'll find out in court tomorrow.
Wait, what? You're letting me join you?
Of course I am. You're my assistant, after all.
I'll be more than that by next year. I'll be a full-fledged attorney, you know. We could take on Mr. Von Karma together.
Indeed. But I'm hoping we'll have freed Mr. Tangaroa by then. But if we're up against Mr. Von Karma, I guess we can't rule out the possibility that this might take some time.
Right. We'll do everything we can in the meantime. I know you can beat Mr. Von Karma, Mr. E. I believe in you.
Can't allow Mr. Tangaroa to remain in prison for a crime he didn't commit. We won't. I'll expose Mr. Von Karma's lies if it's the last thing I do.
Gooby, you're falling off. Oh. Save progress. Yes. Alright, we're gonna try to get through at least a bit more. Lock in.
Does he know?
DL6, baby.
It's coming.
That's pretty much how things went down. Those are the facts of the IS-7 as far as I'm concerned.
Finally learning the truth about my father's last case.
So what happened at the end of the... so what happened at the trial? Well, we lost. Von Karma did a real number on us. Really? You couldn't prove that Mr. Tangaroa was innocent? Oh, we could prove it all right. Had a decent little pile of evidence in our favor. Problem was, we underestimated Von Karma. Fought even dirtier than we'd feared.
I can imagine. Secure a conviction at all costs. That was always his guiding principle.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? Anywho, the trial dragged on and on. Whole thing took about a year in the end. I'll never forget the day the verdict came down. December 28th that following year. It's April now, so... Woo, mama. We're talking over 17 years ago. Time sure does fly, huh?
December 28th. I was there that day 17 years ago, sitting in the courtroom gallery.
Wait. Okay. Larry is 26. And there's a 7-year age gap between Phoenix and Maya, so she's 19. So she was 1 when the IS-7 happened.
December 28th. I was there that day 17 years ago, sitting in the courtroom gallery. Just before the trial got started, Gregory noticed that Samson was looking even worse than usual.
Oh, that was not Edgeworth. Just before the trial got started, Gregory noticed that Samson was looking even worse than usual. Turns out the poor guy had finally reached his limit. It was so bad, he even said he wanted to be found guilty. Wait, you mean they forced a confession out of him? Yeah, Von Karma got what he'd been pushing for from the very beginning. When Gregory tried to drop the bombshell about there being nobody to speak of, he learned that Von Karma had used the power of the police to head him off at the pass, and had himself a fake autopsy report, but that wasn't the end of it. Von Karma had gotten Samson to falsely testify against himself to being an accessory to murder in court. Combined with his confession, the poor guy's goose was well and truly cooked. Gregory still had his ace in the hole, though.
The same ace he asked Detective Bad to help him with.
Exactamundo. He knew he needed one last card to play if they squeezed a confession out of Samson, so he had Bad record all of Samson's interrogations. I guess Detective Bad really wanted to know the truth too, huh? We all did. But he was a trooper, stayed with the case even after Von Karma took him off of it. He's tied up in some other big case too. Good old Bad. They don't make him like that anymore.
Oh, put on the hat!
Anyway, Gregory presented the recordings as proof that Samson's confession was coerced. And you know what? It almost worked. A cop named Ian Sideman got fired.
Ian Sideman.
Okay. Samson's interrogator and the initial detective before Bad took the fall for pretty much the whole thing. Von Karma didn't get away scot-free. In fact, he was disciplined by the chief prosecutor for the one and only time in his 40-year career. Still, Samson himself couldn't stomach another day in court, so when that guilty verdict came down, it didn't just signal the end of that day, but the whole sad affair.
Don't remember a lot myself. My father's face when they declared Mr. Tangaroa guilty. was a young child at the time, but even I could tell how much he was hurting inside.
Gregory wanted to appeal the ruling, of course. He would have done anything to clear Samson's name. Then, well, you know what happened next. Poor guy, he never got the chance. I should have left with him that day. I'll always blame myself for not knowing that. I shoved that aside and obsessed over something else instead. Dun dun dun! DL6. Rather, someone else. I hated what you did. Hated you for choosing to stick with Von Karma. I hope you can forgive me.
No. You had every right to hate me. I went on to become a prosecutor as planned. That's when Mr. Von Karma showed me this case file. According to these records, Mr. Tangaroa was convicted as the main culprit in Mr. Frost's murder.
Nope. That's not right. Samson was convicted as an accessory to murder.
Strange. The file clearly states that he was the perpetrator. Plus, I'm fairly certain that all of Mr. Von Karma's cases were successfully solved.
Mind if I take a peek at those? This file's been doctored. Part about the verdict has been changed.
What?
Here, feast your peepers on this. Suspect data. Samson Tangaroa, age 39. Organizer of confectionery contest. Victim's body was found inside one of his creations, leading to his arrest. While in detention, Tangaroa discovered that he had a taste disorder which was subsequently cured via medication. Verdict. Convicted as an accomplice based on his confession.
Convicted as an accomplice.
That's a copy of the file they have on record at the courthouse.
Then why is my copy so different?
Well, you said it came from Von Karma, yeah? My guess is he didn't want Gregory's son thinking there was a murderer out there still at large. Didn't want you looking into it again before the statute of limitations was up.
So everything I believed about this case was a lie.
Like they say, we all gotta start somewhere. What's important is you know what's what now. Statute of limitations may have run out, but the truth is still out there, you know? I inherited Samson's case when your old man passed. Prosecution handed it off to somebody else, too. The great Von Karma wasn't going to bother facing off against a rookie like me, was he? Anyway, long story short, the killer was never found. Samson was, found guilty instead.
That's terrible! Is there really nothing we can do to help him?
Not without the real perp, I'm afraid. Until then, his confession stands. Speaking of which, I didn't find out until after the verdict had been handed down, but Von Karma had threatened Samson and made him a deal. Told him if he didn't confess, he'd make sure Judy was convicted instead.
How could he?
Samson knew there was no way Judy could have done it, of course, but he wasn't going to take any chances, so he did what he was told and confessed to keep her safe. Now, riddle me this, Milesy boy. Why do you think your Uncle Eddie just happened to be in the prison the day Bronco Knight died?
Ah, that's right!
You were there to see Mr. Tangaroa.
Bingo! Judy and I both promised we'd visit him every day. I didn't quite keep that promise, but Judy did. She's never missed one visit in all these years. Come rain or shine, she always showed up. None of that changes the fact that Samson is still being unduly punished day after day.
How heartbreaking! We've got to do something about this, We've got to do something, Mr. Fender.
Well, kiddo, that's actually why we came here. The ice sculptures are back on display, just like they were all those years ago. We're gonna see what we can find, right, Malzarino?
A prosecutor, Fender. I don't look at these things in the same way as you or my father.
Miles.
That doesn't matter right now. Speaking not as a prosecutor, but as Miles Edgeworth. I want to know the truth behind both of these cases. I'm not leaving until I do.
You really are old Gregory's son, through and through. Alrighty then, now that that's sorted, we can really get to work. Good thing I brought the IS-7 case file and evidence with me today, huh? Here, documents first. Who doesn't love paperwork, am I right? The parts in red ink are my annotations. Documents received from Fender, including his comments in red.
Thank you, Fender.
Let's take a peep.
Location: Samson Tangaroa's mansion, Tangaroa's room. Date: December 24th, 18 years ago. Murder weapon:
rock salt lamp. Prosecutor Manfred von Karma, defense attorney Gregory Edgeworth. Notes: statute of limitations expired 3 years ago on December 24th. Samson Tangaroa, age 39, organizer of confectionery contest. Victim's body was found inside one of his creations, leading to his arrest. While in detention, Tangaroa discovered he had a taste disorder, which was subsequently cured via medication. Verdict: convicted as an accomplice based on his confession. Artie Frost, age 38, also known as Paul Halik, under which name he was a renowned sculptor in France. He is not a sculptor, he's a sculptor. Contestant in the confectionery contest. Body was discovered in Tangaroa's room. Cause of death was blood loss following a blow to the head. No detailed autopsy report due to the body going missing. And here's some evidence for you. Enjoy! There's quite a few, so I'd take a minute to scope them out if I were you. Small mountain of evidence from the IS-7 incident received from vendor.
Yes, I see. I'll take a look at them in a bit.
No, Miles, we're looking at them right now. A book containing formulas for creating a cure for taste disorders and other chemical and pharmaceutical items. Finger marks left by someone in Tangaroa's room. No accompanying prints. Photograph of the murder weapon from the IS-7 incident is a salt lamp stained with Frost's blood. A photo of Frost, Gusto, and their sons. Gusto's son visited his father daily up through the semi-final. Chicken. You know, our current case is just full of loose threads too, come to think of it.
Indeed. The key players of that incident 18 years ago, who just happened to get caught up in another incident. The ice sculptures in the Winter Wing that are perfect replicas of the ones from 18 years ago. The poison gas attack in the Autumn Wing, which has been disguised to look like the Winter Wing. The two chemicals that were found inside the Pisces statue's display case, ubiquium and asphyxion, that form a poisonous gas when mixed together. The victim of the gas attack, Carmelo Gusto, was no stranger to the events of 18 years ago, and who was still unconscious and undergoing treatment in the medical room. And finally, we come to the body floating face down in the fountain, and the fact that the ice sculptures have melted, just as they did all those years ago. The events of the present day would appear to be intimately linked with the events of the past, which means they may be able to help us learn more about what happened 18 years ago.
Sounds good to me. Let's get investigating. He's back. Oh, no you don't. Aren't you forgetting somebody? I could have sworn this is my investigation.
Eustace is quite right. I do hope you aren't intending to obstruct him in his duties, Mr. Edgeworth. I would hate to have to add a guilty to my report to the committee. What am I guilty of now? Of course not. I'm simply offering once again to do what I can to help with this investigation. Your offer is duly noted, and duly declined.
Eustace winner. Ugh, she isn't pulling any punches.
The identity of the body from the fountain is currently being ascertained. It is only a matter of time until we have all the information we need. Perhaps I can help you speed that process along. I think I have an idea of who our mystery victim might be.
What? Really? Then you have to tell me. It's the law.
Very well. Maybe it isn't just the ice sculptures that have resurfaced after 18 years. The body in the fountain may also be a visitor from the past.
Take that!
I believe the body in the fountain is that of the man who was murdered here 18 years ago. Mr. Artie Frost.
What? You're saying that was poor Chili Winks? Wait. Who the heck is Chili Winks? Or Artie, or whoever it is you're talking about?
Artie Frost was a famous sculptor, Eustace, although he was better known as Paul Halik. The sculptures on display here are all his works.
No way! Sounds like he did well for himself. Always good to encounter a fellow winner.
Mr. Frost was also the victim in the IS-7 incident. Judge Gravel knows about the IS-7 incident. Mr. Edgeworth, the IS-7 incident is an 18-year-old case.
How old is she? 26. She's the same age as Edgeworth and Larry.
And according to police records, the victim's body was recovered and an autopsy duly carried out.
Sure, that's what the records say, but the records can't always be trusted. What are you insinuating?
That while the records say stuff like body totally recovered, the defense back then begged to differ. Not that it stopped the prosecution from shutting them down hard, of course.
Yeah, this is Winter. What? Really?
What is it, Eustace?
The body. We got an ID. Some sculptor called Frost or something. So, I guess Edgeworth called it?
Goddess of Justice! So my father's deductions were right all along. Well, Judge Cavell, I'd say this changes things, wouldn't you? Perhaps now you'll admit that I might be of use to this case. More than a certain junior prosecutor, anyway.
No fair! You're trying to steal the win!
I'm doing no such thing. All I want is to uncover the truth. If we're going to get to the bottom of what happened here, we'll need to work together. We do not need to do anything, and you will not need to know the truth. This case is none of your concern.
Whoa there, Judge G. I think you might be wrong about that.
Another of your interruptions, Mr. Fender.
Yep. See, I was on the defense team for IS-7, so this case is very much my concern. I was one of those pesky kids pushing the theory that the body had actually gone missing. The prosecutor at the time may have brushed us off, but you can't deny the testimony of your eyes. Or to put it a little more bluntly, the prosecution's case was rotten from the ground up. When there's been a miscarriage of justice caused by the prosecution, it's the committee's job to fix it, no? Ugh. And who better to help you unpick the mess than someone who was there at the time? Unless you have an ulterior motive.
Judge Cavell seems to know the facts of the IS-7 incident in some detail, in which case I suspect she must be here on the committee's behalf. Your connection to the case is noted, Mr. Fender, but I fail to see how it concerns Mr. Edgeworth.
He's the son of the original defense attorney and the protege of the case's lead prosecutor. And if that's not enough for you, he was at the trial too. I think it's just possible he might have a little something to bring to the table, don't you?
Very well. You may both assist in the investigation, but only if you refrain from interfering with the work of others. The Winter Wing is off limits for now. This room, however, is all yours.
Alrighty. Great to hear we're on the same wavelength, G. Why don't we bring it in to show we're all on the side of justice?
Do not test me, Mr. Fender. Your permission to investigate can be revoked at any time. Duly noted, Your Honor.
This is a turn up for the books, huh, Milesy? We get to do our thing after all.
Thanks to your immeasurable help, as always.
No sweat. Besides, I was mostly doing it for me. Okay, I'll be investigating my own thing, so just holler if you find something interesting.
I will. Okay, shall we?
Heck yeah! Let the investigation commence!
We're still unclear on two key facts. How Mr. Frost's body came to be where we found it, and the source of the ubiquium.
You're right! We need some more intel.
Indeed. Let us focus on the ubiquium first and foremost.
It's used in stuff like dish soap and paint, right?
Correct. It's also bright red in color and has a distinctive minty fragrance.
Ubiquium is a red liquid with a minty fragrance. Okay, sounds like we know what we're looking for.
Hello, sir. The body's been taken back to the lab, sir. Autopsy's underway.
How's the rest of the fountain looking?
Rather beautiful, actually, sir. The water's crystal clear and kind of soothing.
Almost as if there wasn't a body floating in it not so long ago.
Rose mad.
It seems the police have already removed the body.
But why did the body of a victim from 18 years ago turn up in this fountain? And why wasn't it all rotten and stuff? Did it slowly shuffle its way here?
Need I remind you that zombies aren't real? It seems likely the body was preserved somehow.
Really? Is that even possible? Hey, Mr. Forensics Guy, anything to report?
Yes, ma'am. Traces of both ubiquium and asphyxion have been detected in the fountain.
I'm gonna say they were probably carried here by the stream from the autumn wing.
In addition to those two chemicals, there's also a large amount of sugar. The composition of the sugar is being analyzed as we speak.
The sugar in the fountain? Where would it even have come from?
Yummy.
It's a sculpture of a brave warrior battling against a serpent. Did Paul Halik make this one too, Mr. Edgeworth?
He did. It seems he was fascinated by fantasy and mythology when he was a young man. This piece embodies the tragic yet gritty determination of the young as they face an impossible situation. It's called the math test.
He's so real for that. Talk about relatable. Statues of a man and woman in old-timey clothes. Did Paul Halik make these as well?
Yes, it seems he created them later in his life, once he had begun to make a name for himself. His wife pushed him to sculpt the two of them as ancient gods, and he couldn't say no to his beloved. The title is The Beautiful Goddess Venus and Her Humble Servant.
Wow, talk about putting your goddess on a literal pedestal.
Oh, I must speak with Delicia.
Hello there, dearie. Still investigating away, are you? Found anything interesting? No, dearie. Well, nothing much anyway. Silly girl, that wasn't a dearie moment. That was more of a lambkin. Sweetheart is for when you're being sympathetic, of course, and treasure is for when they're in a tiz. Love is for people you're not that keen on, and petal you use for when you're trying to get someone's attention. Wow, I didn't realize there were so many rules. Mr. Edgeworth, Petal, I hope you're getting all this down.
Don't even try it, Kay.
Oh, dearie me. You're so cute.
It's a selection of trophies won by Paul Halik, or rather, Artie Frost. Evidently, he was a very well-respected artist.
Well, you've got one too, Mr. Edgeworth.
So it's about...
So it's about time I won too. I won one too. Guess I'll have to find some thieving contest to enter. Or you could set something up. Something with a nice ceremony at the end. All that.
Yes, followed by a swift round of arrests. Mr. Winter was very clear that you're only allowed to investigate in this room. So I'm afraid I can't let you pass. Sorry, sir. It wouldn't make much of a difference if you did, officer. You're standing in front of a wall. Oh! But we know a few bricks won't stop you, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, sir.
Wow, he actually sounds kind of scared of you.
Just what kind of reputation do I have down at the precinct? Why is there a lift cart just sitting here out in the open?
Guess somebody must have been moving something heavy.
The top of the platform seems to be wet. You know, I've got a funny feeling I've seen this thing somewhere before.
You mean like 18 years ago?
Yeah, it's all coming back to me now. I last saw it in Frost's room. That's what we call a honey hole, Kay. It's just that easy. Must have used it to move the ice sculptures around. It's one of those fancy numbers where you could change not only the platform's height, but even its angle. If you had one of these, you could move giant lumps of ice around no sweat.
Used by Frost to transport ice 18 years ago, the top of the platform is wet. Ooh, just think of the possibilities. I could really use one of these.
Still doesn't explain what it's doing here, though. Bit of a head-scratcher, but we should give it a think, yeah? Indeed. After all, it just might have something to do with our case.
Hey there, Malzarino. What's the situation with the investigation?
Things are progressing. I think a fuller picture of what happened is beginning to emerge.
Good to hear. Guess I better step up my game too, then.
2 incidents. This case seems to have a lot in common with the incident from 18 years ago.
And how? It's got the lot. Milton statues in the Winter Wing, and not even the murder victim's body. But how did nobody ever figure out that the body had gone missing?
Frost had no family apart from his son. And, well, the kid kind of vanished. Nobody's seen him since around the time of the incident. Gusto's son, too. Him and his best pal from school both just up and disappeared.
What? And they were never found?
Gusto's boy wasn't. Not as far as I heard, anyhow. Guess Frost's kid turned up in the end, though. He collected his inheritance at some point. But yeah, with no family around just after the incident, Frost got no funeral, no nothing. And no need for the police to release the body, and no need for anybody to find out they didn't have it. They filed their fake autopsy report and nobody was any the wiser. Well, almost nobody. I still can't believe Mr. Von Karma would have stooped so low. I hate to break it to you, Edgeworth, but, he's just that kind of guy.
Hey, Edgy, get out of the way, will ya?
What are you talking about, Larry?
I'm trying to sketch the lovely Verity. And I just know it's going to be a masterpiece, so quit getting in the way. Nice. How far did you get? I just mapped out my composition, so I'm ready to go to work.
And surely it's a little early to be declaring it a masterpiece.
That's our Larice.
What a guy. Miss Bound's tea set is laid out neatly on the serving cart.
The pamphlet. Oh, the pamphlet says the gallery's famous for its tea.
Understandably so. The cup we were given was delicious.
Looks like all this stuff was designed by Mr. Frost.
Interesting. In that case, I think we'd better take a closer look. Caddy containing Ceylon tea leaves. It's a well-crafted tin canister designed to prevent moisture and sunlight from damaging its contents. Not a bad thing to use, considering the quality of the blend Miss Bound serves. The tablecloth draped over the cart is pure white and completely spotless.
And is just waiting for me to grab it by the edge, clear my mind, and whoosh!
Okay, I cannot stress enough how bad of an idea that would be.
Aw, come on. What's the worst that could happen? Even if it does all go sideways, we'll just wind up with a cool tea-colored tie-dye.
Yes, well, I'd rather it remained white. Plus, I don't think Miss Bound would appreciate us meddling with it.
Really? But there's so many other colors that would totally work. Pink, sky blue, tea leaves brown.
Famous last words. So this dishware was made by Artie Frost.
It looks very fancy.
Oh, it is. I'm willing to bet that this set can fetch something in the thousands of dollars. So let's try not to touch any of it unless we absolutely have to.
Wow! This stuff is really worth that much?
Stop it, Kay. I can see your eyes lighting up. Miss Bound must really be a fan of Mr. Frost, like Fender said, to still have this.
Designed by Paul Halik, one of Judy Bound's prized possessions. Hey, Edgy!
What is it?
You better be careful with that teapot, you hear?
Why is Larry so concerned all of a sudden?
Honored guests. I can pour you a cup if you'd like.
Miss Bound.
Judy! Hi. I'm good, thanks. No tea for me. You two knock yourselves out.
Thank you for the offer. Yes, why not? A quick break won't hurt.
2 cups coming right up. This smells great. Ugh, they're so cute. Wow, it tastes even better than it smells. What type of tea is this, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's Ceylon, I believe. It's usually identifiable by its citrus aroma, but... Miss Bound, is this the same blend you served this morning?
Why, yes. Is it all right? There isn't anything wrong with it, is there?
Oh no, not at all. It's just that the cup you gave me earlier had a slightly different aroma.
The aroma's different from this morning. What's changed?
Really? That's odd.
I used the exact same blend both times. I can't see what could account for the difference. Hey, what's the big idea? Quit being mean about Judy's tea, will you?
What's gotten under your skin, Larry?
Nothing. You're just rude, that's all. You don't even try to call me by the right name. It's Maurice Dunim, dang it. You know what? I'm done. I'm not talking to you anymore.
That was childish, even for him.
Wow. What happened there?
Let's ask him about it later, shall we? Talking to Miss Bound is more of a priority right now. We may not have any evidence to prove that she's the culprit, but it does seem likely that the poison gas was her doing. Rude, indeed.
Wait, there's a stain on the floor. Can I look at this?
The color and aroma, I'd say this is a puddle of spilt tea.
And look! There's a small chunk of ceramic in it. Found in a puddle of tea. The design looks familiar. I guess somebody must have broke something.
I know that insignia. A certain high-strung somebody just might know a little something too. Where were you before you rejoined us here, Miss Bound?
I had to go and tell our visitors we're closed. Oh, and hand out a little something in apology. Was there something you wanted to ask me about?
Yes, a few things, actually. Not least of all, the fact that I think you might be the one who set the poison gas trap. The original ice sculptures melted 18 years ago, correct? How did you manage to recreate them?
Oh, you know about what happened back then. In that case, you might also know I took pictures of them during the contest. I commissioned the creation of a set of replicas based on the photographs for this current exhibit.
Why go through the trouble of creating replicas?
Mr. Frost's Zodiac series was his great unfinished masterwork. I wanted to see it completed at last. Or rather, recompleted. It was my fault that the original set melted in the first place, after all.
I see. Is there any particular reason why the winter and autumn wings look so similar?
Oh my! You really think they look alike? Perhaps I used some of the decorations from one and the other by accident?
She's clearly lying. I don't have the evidence to prove it just yet.
Larry broke your cup.
The hunt is on.
The truth will come out.
But I don't know what that's about.
Ping! I guess we're going to find out.
Have I inadvertently stumbled onto the set of Cake Crimes, the musical or something?
Edgeworth is not amused. Oh my gosh. Speak to me! Okay, well. Let's see. Where... Oh, I haven't talked to them yet.
Do you mind, Mr. Winner? You're in my way.
I do mind, actually, and I'm not going anywhere. You'll just have to go around me. Well, we just thought you might want to move to a better spot, that's all. What better spot? I demand you show it to me at once.
Is that really all it takes to make you do whatever we want? He's just Don't think you've gotten away with anything, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll be reporting your actions to the committee. Do whatever you need to, Judge Cavell.
And we'll do the same.
You are the self-styled great thief, correct? Mr. Edgeworth's association with such a character will be of interest to the committee too, of course.
Go ahead and report me to your stupid committee. I'll be the toast of the thieving community.
Looks like Judge Cavell will have to think up some new threats if she wants to intimidate Kay.
Good job, Kay. Proud of you. This thing in front of the door is a fir tree, right?
Yes, they're usually associated with winter, but this door leads to the autumn wing. I suppose it's all part of someone's elaborate ruse.
I could paint it red for the autumny feel.
Evergreens stay green all year round, Kay. Hence the name.
Sure. I knew that.
I'm going to keep this simple, Larry. You're hiding something, so just tell me what it is.
Whoa, quit it with the glare off, you two. It's weird. Oh, come on, Kay. You know me better than that. I wasn't staring. I was struck by the idea for a picture. Now, Edgy, he was glaring.
Yes, and I'll keep glaring at you until you tell us what it is you're hiding.
Quit it! I already told you I'm not talking to you anymore.
You're talking to me right now.
I mean, from now on, I'm not talking to you ever again, starting now.
This is getting me nowhere. I suppose I'll have to figure out what he's hiding first before I can get the whole truth out of him. Would you mind taking a look at this for me, Larry?
X'd out, real. Why would you show me that?
Tell me, what is it about Miss Bound's tea set that's got you so agitated? You won't tell me, then perhaps you'd prefer to explain it to Judge Cavell.
Wait, don't make me look bad in front of Verity. She thinks I'm a sensible, cool, clean-cut guy. I don't want her to see the real me, the real low-down, dirty me.
I'm not so sure anybody here thinks you're particularly clean-cut, Larry. But if you don't want her to think badly of you, then the best thing you could do is talk to me.
Alright, I'll talk.
Alright, Larry, enough is enough. Now confess.
Is this any way to treat your best friend, Edgy?
Is this any way for you to treat yours? By lying to him? Hiding things?
Aw, he admits that they're best friends. I get the picture already, so stop glaring at me like that. I'll tell you everything, okay? Earlier, I thought Verity might like a cup of tea, so I went to pour one for her. But I got distracted and my hand slipped and smash! I broke the teapot! A priceless work of art! It's in pieces because of me!
No words exist to describe how far away I saw this coming from.
Ouch! You really messed up this time, Larice. See, Edgy? Everyone's going to think less of me now. Judy's never gonna forgive me for this.
Crying to me won't do you any good. I think you need to apologize to Miss Bound. My teapot. I see.
I'm sorry, Judy. I'm so sorry. I don't have any money, but I'll paint your portrait. I'll paint you 50 portraits.
Please, Mr. Dunham. It's really me who should be apologizing.
He messed up.
How could I have failed to notice that there were broken pieces of ceramics on the floor? Somebody could have been hurt. Here, let me make sure that's safely disposed of. The teapot in question was designed by Artie Frost, correct? I understand it was something you've long treasured. You must be upset. Oh, I am. But of course, all things break eventually. And as luck would have it, I have another identical teapot. It's far from the end of the world. She's less attached to Mr. Frost's work than she used to be.
I can't believe this, Judy. You're the sweetest, the kindest. This other teapot you're talking about. It's the one sitting on top of the cart right now, right?
What do you mean?
Yeah, so when I smashed the first one, I tried to hide the pieces in the bottom of the cart, and that's when I saw the other pot under there, so I took it out and basically switched the two pots.
Oh, I see.
Yup, and that's everything I have to tell you. I'll be extra careful not to break the other one, I promise.
You have no shame whatsoever, do you?
I'm sorry.
It's really quite all right. Thank you for being so honest.
See, Edgy, isn't Judy the absolute best?
I trust you won't take advantage of her kindness and make amends somehow.
I sure will. Once I make it as an artist, I'm gonna give her one of my paintings. She was one of my models after all. It's only fair.
At this rate, I suspect he's likely to make more trouble than amends. Don't you think it would be better for you to keep out of her way for a very long while?
Oh, but I will be keeping out of her way, because I sketched her and the others already.
Her and the others?
Keen to see my work, huh? Yeah, I drew a few great sketches of some ravishing beauties. Wanna see? Interested in Larissa's ravishing beauties, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'm afraid you've greatly misjudged, Kay. I simply wish to see if Larry has captured any unusual details this time, too.
Oh, Larry. Unusual details. Nothing's unusual about these. They're my best work yet. Really? Now I want to see them too. Aw, you're a sweetheart, Kay. Alright, let me dig them out for you. Give me a sec, okay?
Suppose we might as well take a look.
Your sketches.
So, these sketches of yours.
Seriously, Edgy, if you wanted to check out my art, you should have just said so from the get-go. Here, feast your eyes on this.
Honestly, they're really good. They're really good. Especially the Verity. What am I looking at here?
I told you already. Ravishing beauties. Just a few of the fair faces that have caught my eye since I've been here, you know. There's Verity, and Judy, and, somebody else. Why did you draw them all on the same page? Well, I meant to draw the room at first, just something to pass the time. And then I saw one beauty, and another, and, well, I just scribbled them all down as I went.
So these were all drawn at different times?
Huh? Yeah, I guess. I did one of you too, Kay. You're on a different page, though. Wow, you did? I'm flattered.
He's actually a good artist. He is. I don't know why people keep dogging on him. He's good. How true to life are these sketches? Did you only draw what you actually saw?
Of course! You think I drew things I can't see? Like using my imagination? Nope, these are 100% true to life, right down to the exact shade of each color.
The sparkles are also very true to life, yes. So the colors are accurate. Interesting. Much as it pains me to admit it, Larry may have provided me with a useful piece of evidence yet again. The serving card in the sketch, for example, if I compare it to the one here in the room, there's a clear contradiction between the two. Larry art, it's so good. I think a little deduction is in order. Could I borrow this page for a while, Larry?
Sure thing! You want me to sign it for you?
Just the page, please. Sketches depicting exactly what Larry saw. Okay, I think we're going to save here for today. My voice is getting very tired. Thank you guys so much for coming, though. Let me see if there's anybody we can raid to